I think we all have empathy. We may not have enough courage to display it. Maya Angelou says that.
Hi, my name is Symphony, and you're listening to Parenting Confident Kids with your host and my mommy, Tamika Anderson.
Welcome back to Parenting Confident Kids podcast, your guide to raising your children to be happy and excel in life. Think of this podcast as a guide to use from time to time whenever you need some encouragement on this path of parenting. Are you ready? Okay, grab the kiddos and let's learn how to parent confident kids. Hello. Okay, so for this episode, this is a bonus episode, and you know what we do on bonus episodes. Remember when I told you after each 8 episode run, I'll be sharing with you lessons that I've learned from one of the greats, like one of the great people that I have learned from throughout the years. There have been many, many people that I've learned from, and I want to share with you guys what I learned from them so that you'll get a peek inside of my brain. Like, what does she? Okay. All right. So the woman I'm covering today is an extremely great woman, and I quote her frequently. Are you ready? Okay. So our topic for today is lessons I've learned from Maya Angelou. Now, let me just say this before I get into this. You notice how I start each episode with a quote. I think quotes are so wonderful because quotes empower everyone around you, right? It's not just one person. It's like a win-win for everyone. It empowers the person that you're actually quoting because you're saying to this person that, hey, I think you're pretty hot stuff. I like what you say. And I want to tell everybody that I like what you say. That's really what you're saying when you quote other people. So I love to quote others. I love, love, love it because, then you learn from it. And then you're empowering other people who are you sharing the quote with. So it's just win, win, win. And those of you who know me, because I know some of my clients actually listen to the podcast as well too, you know that I'm all about the win, man. Win, 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 win. Yes, let's win. Everybody wins. Okay, so I'm going to name 10 quotes that I really enjoy from Maya Angelou. And I'm going to share with you what I've learned from each of those quotes about parenting confident kids, right? Okay, great. So the first quote, and I think everybody kind of loves this quote, but I don't think a lot of people really get this quote. So I want to go into this one. This is the first one. The first quote from Maya Angelou is, I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And this is so important for parents, right? Think about this. If you really, really think about it, your kids may forget what you said, right? They may even forget that you've done something for them. However, one thing that sticks and holds true for children is they don't forget, which is anybody, but mostly children we're talking about here. They don't forget how you made them feel. I don't know if you understand and notice the common theme that when I talk to and I advise parents, I always ask the question, well, did you ask them how they felt? Why do I do that? It's very crucial because that's the one thing they're never going to forget. Like me, as an adult, I never forgot how I felt as a child, abandoned and rejected. That's one thing that I never forget, right? Because that's how I felt. Okay. So you want to ensure that the memories that you are creating with your children, because if you think about it, every single day you're creating memories with your children. So you want to create memories that you don't mind your children not forgetting. Does that make sense? So like when you want them to feel something, what do you want them to feel? Like when I talk to my parents and I coach my parents about this, one of the things that I always say is, if you keep this one thing in mind, you're gonna be good in this thing called parenting, because there's no straight shot to parenting success, right? There's bumpy roads. You're going to make mistakes. We're human. It's not going to be a great day every day. However, you can control some things, right? So the one thing that you definitely want to control every single day is how you make your children feel. I cannot stress the importance of that. So for example, I know that I want my children to feel validated and heard every single day. So the choices that I make when I'm talking to them, when I'm learning with them, when I'm just living life with them, I ensure that every choice that I make falls in line with making sure that they are validated and they're heard. Why? Because that's what matters to me as a parent. I want to ensure that my children feel that every single day, right? Okay, great. So the next quote is, and I love this quote as well too, but I love them all, right? The next quote is, there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. Oh, I can go on for hours about this one just alone, but I think this is an awesome one. And it kind of piggybacks off of what I just said about what I do and the choices that I make to help my children feel something, right? I want them to feel validated and heard, meaning I want their voices to be known. I don't want them to think that they were not heard. That's the greatest agony, really, like Maya Angelou says here. There's no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. And to me, what that means is if you're not feeling heard. And this is a common thread that I see with children. Parents get busy, life happens, they're all over the place, and the child's voice is falling by the wayside. If there's one thing that I could ever leave with you as a parent, never, ever, ever sacrifice your child's voice for anything. There's no amount of money that you can make in this world that will substitute for the pain of sacrificing your child's voice. So make sure that you are listening to your children every single day. Let them feel validated and feel heard. And if you're struggling in that area, again, like I told you, please feel free to reach out to me. I am accessible. You can ask people. If you email me, I will respond to you. So just email me at parentingconfidentkids@gmail.com and whatever, say help, SOS, whatever it is. And I'll respond to you, seriously. But listen to your children. So yeah, that was the second quote. The third one, and I love this one. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Oh, I cannot stress how good this one is too. Oftentimes I hear so many parents that are so frustrated because their children and the behaviors are unfavorable. So because of that reason, they are frustrated because they can't change the behavior. Okay, newsflash parents, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You cannot, I don't care who you are, how good you are, how strong you are, or whatever. You cannot change another person. And that is your children as well. You cannot change them. Okay. So what has to happen is you have to change your attitude about it. Okay. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, your child is throwing tantrums. That's the common thread. I hear a lot of people talk about tantrums. So let's just say that your child is having tantrums and you're like, oh my goodness, Miss Tamika. Oh, you don't understand. I'm so sick of this. Oh, please tell me what to do. Okay. The first thing that you're going to have to do is change the way you react to it. I'll never forget, a parent emailed me and she was just like, oh, Miss Tamika, I just don't understand. My child, he's just randomly for the past 6 months just screams and he thinks it's a joke and he laughs and I just don't know what to do. It's so frustrating. He just screams and just screams. So I asked her, I said, well, how do you respond when he does that? And she was just like, well, at first I tell him, that's not nice. I'm tired of that, hearing that. Use your inside voice, blah, blah, blah. And then it escalates because I have just had enough. I said, aha, that is exactly the problem. I said, obviously your child is doing that for attention. So the easiest fix is to give him positive attention, right? So that he is no longer crying out for what he needs in a negative way, and that will stop. Ignore that behavior. However, replace it with positive behavior. She's like, oh my goodness, I never thought of about that. I'm going to do that. So yeah, I love that one. The next one is, my mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Oh my goodness, I love that one. So everyone who knows me knows that I'm a passionate woman. Yes. That's probably the reason why people like to listen to me, because everything you hear is just the passion spilling out of me. When I talk to my friends about coaching my clients and working with children, they say, Tamika, you just don't see your face. You light up so much. That's because this is my passion. I am passionate about children and families and really, really making sure this world that have little people in it is filled with love, laughter, and light. So make sure that when you're parenting your children, find something that you're passionate about and just move in that passion. Everything that you do with your children and say to your children should come from that place of passion. I promise you, if you start doing this, you're going to see a great change in your children, in you, and in life in general. Okay. So the next one is, love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope. Okay, so think about this, parents. You love your children, right? There's nothing that you would not do for your children. So if you love your children and you really love your children, there isn't anything that you wouldn't do for them. So why not do the one thing that will help them thrive the greatest? And everyone knows that teaching confidence to our children is extremely important to me. The reason why it's important is because that is something that's going to help them thrive in life. Okay? Thriving in life is something that your children need to know, and they need to learn at an early age. So when you love your children, instill confidence in them every single day. That is true love for your children, right? Right. So the next one is, prejudice is a burden that confuses the past, threatens the future, and renders the present inaccessible. This is another one that I could really talk about all single day. However, for sake of time, I'm going to limit it really here, what I talk about. Raise your children without prejudice, okay? Meaning, don't confine them to a little box of you and your life and what you think and how you feel. Don't do that. Allow your children to explore, to learn. If they don't have friends of different cultures and who look differently than them, then I would challenge you as a parent to start thinking outside of the box. Figure out ways that you can really broaden their horizon and help them to understand people who don't look like them, who don't sound like them, who may not even think and or dress like them. That is a challenge that I love to present to my clients because this is something that is prevalent in our culture. And I'm not going to go too much into it, but prejudice is a no bueno. Okay. So if you want to really raise children who are happy and excel in life, raise them without prejudice. Without prejudice. All right. So the next one, nothing will work unless you do. This is another good one. I don't know why people have this just huge epiphany that, oh, here's my problem. Wave some magic fairy dust over it, Miss Tamika, and it shall all go away. No, it does not work that way. Guess what? Miss Tamika, as much as I want to help all of my clients, the only thing that I can do is present and offer my solutions to you, offer my advices to you, offer my suggestions to you. However, it's not until you, as the parent, work it that it will actually work. So nothing will work unless you do the work. Right? All right, so the next one is when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. This is something that's often misquoted. I don't think a lot of people really understands what this means. It does not mean that if you see somebody walking down the street and they have on a gray shirt, that they like gray shirts. Okay, that's not what this means. What this means is to open your eyes to be aware of the patterns and the behaviors that you see. So as a parent, open your eyes and notice the behaviors. It's so funny. It's fascinating to me, really. When parents email me and they ask me these questions and they wonder how I'm able to pinpoint exactly what's going on with their children, was because I've been doing this for 22 years. I have been studying children behavior for 22 years. And, behaviors are the same. They're just kind of like it says, don't hate the game. The game doesn't change, the players do, right? So that's really what it is. It's like the same game, it's just different players. And it's all because I am aware of behavior. Human behavior fascinates me to no end. Like, seriously, it fascinates me greatly. It does. So I've learned to open my eyes and notice behavior patterns. And when someone shows me their behavior pattern, I believe the behavior pattern. I don't believe what they say out of their mouth if it contradicts what they actually do. For example, you have a child and your child may have gone into the cookie jar and have eaten the last cookie. And you want to know whether or not your child has done this or not. Your child looks at you with those big old pretty eyes and says, "No, Mama, I did not eat the last cookie." However, the scrumptious, tantalizing scent of chocolate chips is coming from their little breath, and crumbs are all around their mouth. Which one are you going to believe? Yeah, definitely you're going to believe the evidence, the behavior, the pattern of the chocolate chip cookie. Okay, so that's what that means, parents, to really look at what's going on with your child and to understand that, okay, wait a minute. This is a pattern. I've noticed this happens. Let me believe this pattern and see what's going on. That's how you get to the bottom of the issues, okay? When your child shows you who they are, believe them. The next one. When you learn, teach. When you get, give. That's as simple as it gets, right? If you learn something as a parent, obviously you want to teach it to your children. So teach your children what you learn, parents. And actually you do teach them what you learn unconsciously. You don't realize that this is what you're doing subconsciously. You're teaching your child everything that you already know, right? However, some things you need to unlearn yourself as an adult so that you can instill better things for your children, right? And the last one, definitely not the least, is we delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty. Oh my goodness. First of all, I love butterflies, okay? Love, love, love butterflies. Everything that I would choose as an insect would be about butterflies because I just absolutely love the life of the butterfly and I identify with the life of the butterfly. So I like how it says we delight in the beauty of the butterfly. So like right now, parents see me as I am now, as, their parenting partner, parenting life coach, whatever you want to call me, right? They see me as that. They see it as a beautiful butterfly, so to speak. But they did not see the changes that I had to go through to get here. They did not see me crying in the middle of my bed when my children were younger and me saying, I'm a horrible parent. I need to figure this thing out. What am I doing wrong? They did not see me hate. Yes. And you guys know I don't use that word often because I don't like it. I hated really parenting because I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, oh my goodness. And it felt like all I was getting was pushback from people. All I was getting was, oh, you're not doing that right. Oh, it was just criticism. That's all I was getting was just being criticized and talked about it. Oh my goodness, you're not good enough. You're not this, you're not that, blah, 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 blah. Right? So parents didn't see that part of me. They didn't see the changes that I went through of trying to figure this whole parenting thing out. They didn't see that. However, now they see, oh, Miss Tamika, please explain. How did you do that? How do you do this? You work with kids and they absolutely love you. What do you do? Well, guess what? I had to change. I had to become. I have to continue to become, honestly. And that's something that parents, I help parents realize as well too. Parenting is not a one-time gig. It is constantly evolving. It's constantly becoming. Because as soon as you learn one thing, guess what? You're learning something else. Because I've parented, infants. I've parented toddlers. I've parented young children. I've parented adolescents. I've parented teenagers. And now guess what? I'm parenting adult children. So it's constantly evolving. It's constantly evolving. It's not one thing. I had to learn that, how I approached one situation with my younger child, I cannot approach with my adult child, right? So think of yourself, parent, as a butterfly, evolving into beautifulness. Beautiful. Okay. So these are the quotes that I absolutely love. And I go back to from time to time. Maya Angelou wrote these wonderful quotes and it has helped me tremendously in my parenting. Okay. All right. So I love to give, right? I really do. So parents, I got something for you. I would love to give you a complimentary copy of my ebook, A Parent's Guide to Raising Happy Children Who Excel in Life. All you got to do, shoot me an email, parentingconfidentkids@gmail.com. Say, hey, Tamika, can I get a copy of the book? That's all you got to say. And I'll send you a copy of the book. Again, parentingconfidentkids@gmail.com. Say, hey, Tamika, can I get a copy of the book? And I'll send you a copy of the book. Okay? Simple as that. All right. You know what time it is. Kids Corner. So we have here today Miss Taina, age
6.
All right. So your first question is, what is something that makes your family special?
What makes our family special is that we are Puerto Rico Indians.
Nice. I love that. I love that. And the next question that you chose is, if you could be invisible for a day, what would you do?
I would eat all the cookies.
I like cookies too. And the last question that you chose is, where is your favorite place in the world?
Disney World.
Why Disney World?
Because you get to have a lot of fun places, and you get to have rooms that look like a Disney area that you have.
Well, that is it for our interview. Thank you so much, Taina. You have a great one, okay?
Okay, bye. That's all the time for now. Thanks for listening to Parenting Confident Kids, where you learn how to engage your children, empower them, and help them to excel. It would be awesome if you could take a quick moment to leave a review on iTunes. If you'd like your child featured on Kids Corner or have any questions you would like answered on the show, please visit us at www.parentingconfidentkids.com. See you next time.